What's up? So today we are talking about the circus. Why are we talking about the circus? Well, because the circus is here in Delaware. What circus is it? It's Cole Brothers Circus. Quite possibly one of the worst circuses that travels. Why are they so bad? Well, that's because they have over 6 pages of USDA violations. In fact, as of 2008, they no longer have a USDA license to have their own animals, so they lease animals from other barbaric circuses. And you say, how is that possible? I don't know. I'd like to know that myself because it seems awfully weird. If you can't have your own USDA license, how can you still lease an animal? But they do. So, anyway, what are some of these violations that Cole Brothers has? Well, Cole Brothers has been found guilty of violating the Endangered Species Act when they illegally sold two Asian elephants, and they were fined a measly $150,000, which is just a little chump change for them. They've also been cited for lack of veterinarian care, malnourished elephants, just a slew of other citations, and you can find all these things on the internet. So I heard that the circus was coming last week, so I decided to organize a protest. I had never done this before, and I wanted to get more active and do something. I knew a circus would be coming. They come every year because the local Wilmington JCs host them every year. So I got with some of the other groups in the area. They were very helpful. Even some folks from Philadelphia were very helpful. We organized this, we got it together, and we had a great turnout. We had like 19 people there. It was really good. We couldn't get anywhere near the actual circus because they have it secluded on private property, but behind us we had the Cole Brothers advertisement truck, so it was fantastic. We had a great backdrop of the protest. We had a lot of positivity. Obviously, we couldn't interact with anybody on foot, but we had a lot of positivity from people in cars. A lot of honking, thumbs up, clapping, good jobs, just a lot of positive feelings coming from a lot of people in cars. We also got the occasional jerk telling us to get jobs, calling us names, saying the circus is great, giving us the finger. It's kind of funny that it was a Saturday. My job is Monday through Friday, so God forbid, if I'm a protester, that automatically means I don't have a job, or maybe it just means I'm off on Saturday. But go figure. Somebody's just gonna yell that anyway. So it was really positive. And in fact, talking with some of the people that were there yesterday that have been doing this for a really long time, because I'm new to all this stuff, they were saying that it used to be really negative. Like people were just really rude, really negative, really, really angry and aggressive. And what they were seeing yesterday was it just seemed a lot more different because it seemed like the tide is turning. Um, Even in this week leading up to the circus, the local newspaper put up a post on Facebook about the circus coming, and the comments there were overwhelmingly negative. It was so funny to see. Um, because people are starting to understand what goes on at circuses. There's a lot more to do, but people are starting to understand. The animals in these circuses, this is not fun for them. This is not what they want to do. This is not natural for them, and it's not instinctual. You won't go out to the wild and see a group of elephants doing a conga line. You won't go out to the wild and see an elephant randomly stand on its head. You won't go out to the wild and see tigers lighting rings of fire and jumping through them. You won't go out to the wild and see bears riding around on bicycles or tricycles, or monkeys riding around on bicycles and tricycles, because it's not natural. They don't do that stuff out in the wild when they're in their element where they're supposed to be. Why do they do it then? They do it because they are beaten. They are beaten from very young. They are born into this, for one thing. They're not. Most of them aren't taken from the wild. They're born into the captivity of a circus, and they are beaten. They are beaten with bull hooks. They are hit with whips. They are hit with sticks. They are hit with poles. They are shocked with electric prods. They are hit with chains. They are chained up. They are tied up with ropes. They have their spirits broken at young ages. So they eventually become fearful of all the beatings, and they just start to do these things. They learn that this will prevent them from being hurt, so they will do these things. It's not because they want to. They don't enjoy it. There are many videos available on websites like circusprotest.com that show these barbaric, brutal beatings that were caught undercover. Even recordings of trainers saying, "Rip their flesh, make them cry, hit them until they cry," things along those lines. That is why these animals perform. It's not because they want to. And people going might not know these things. Some of them might, and they're willfully ignorant jerks, but people might not know these things, and they're going and they're spending their money on what they think is wholesome family entertainment, and it's really not. So the point of protesting was to get out there and try and make people aware. And do I think we changed anybody's mind from going? Probably not. But maybe we planted some seeds on the people coming out, because we tried to target them as well. So there's alternatives to this. There can still be great circuses with human performers that want to be there. Humans have a choice to perform. The animals do not. And there are more and more animal-free circuses popping up all the time. Just down here, we had an animal-free circus at the beginning of the month called Cirque Italia. It was a water circus. It had contortionists, lasers, mermaids, high-flying acrobatics, strongmen. It had this huge water stage. And they actually had it in the Dick's parking lot, Dick's Sporting Goods at the mall. Apparently, Dick's has a very firm stance on animal circuses. And a circus went to Dick's and said, can we have a circus in your parking lot? And Dick said, absolutely not. Not with animals. And then boom, Cirque Italia is there with no animals. So that's great. And there's more and more circuses that have no animals popping up all the time. And people should support those. If this group, the Wilmington JCs, wanted to still have a fundraiser, they can have a fundraiser and they can still have a circus, or they can have a carnival that doesn't have animals in it. Why do they insist on continually bringing back this circus with these animals after numerous people have tried to talk to them, have protested, have tried to educate them? They don't want to hear it, or they don't care. If people stop going, they'll start caring then, because that's their fundraiser dollars. And that's what they want. They want the dollars. Just like the circus wants your money. If people stop going to the circus, they won't have the money. They won't see, they won't be bringing the animals back. There is nothing wrong with the human acts in a circus. That should be the entertaining part, not the animals. So, just like with Blackfish, it brought to light the awful treatment that SeaWorld does to their animals. People need to get that information out about circuses, and the more and more people do, the more people will stop going and stop supporting it with dollars. Because in the end, it's money. When you stop giving them the money, they will stop having the animals. The only way to stop this is with your money. So I say, educate people, show them information, take them to websites like circusprotest.com, print out literature, print out flyers, leave flyers on cars. If you know a circus is coming, go to the area where it's going to be at, put flyers on cars, educate people, deter people from going, tell people the reality of it. Because mostly when people learn about what's going on in the circuses, they don't want to go for it. I mean, there's a reason that countries around the world are starting to ban wild animals in circuses. There's a reason why municipalities and counties in the United States are starting to ban the bullhook. There's even counties and states, and no states yet, but there are cities that have totally banned wild animals in circuses. San Francisco has banned any animal from being a performer at all. Even cities, up in like Idaho, Blaine County, Idaho, I think it was either Idaho or Iowa, has banned wild animals in circuses. There is a reason for that, because there is a growing knowledge of what the animals go through. It's not right, it's not normal, it's not fun, and it's not a family value. You shouldn't take your family to it, you shouldn't take kids to it. Support animal-free circuses, support the human entertainment portion of it. If you want to go to a circus, there are plenty of them out there that don't have animals in them. If you like my video, give it a thumbs up. If you hated it, give it a thumbs down. As always, please subscribe, and I'll talk to you next time.
Every case is empty. I will fight. I will do what it takes to make it right. Every animal I risk my life to save. A soldier and a fight until I'm in the grave. Every cage is empty. I will fight. I will do what it takes to make it right. Every animal I risk my life to save. A soldier and a fight until I'm in the grave. Every cage is empty. I will fight. I will do what it takes to make it right. Every animal I risk my life to save. A soldier and a fight until I'm in the grave. In the grave, in the grave, in the grave.